amplifier experiment which we are going to conduct now and show you. Before doing the connections, you need to do certain design calculations, that is prior theoretical calculations as per the formulas given in the manual. So here you need to calculate the gain, frequency and other parameters as shown in the manual before you start with the experiment. And this is your expected graph which you are supposed to plot after the conduction of this experiment. This graph has to be plotted in the semi-login graph sheet like how you have done in your ADC lab. So now we'll start with the connections of this particular experiment. This is your function generator where we are going to set the input voltage. This is your where you are going to do the actual connections of the circuit for non-inverting amplifier. As you know, there are 5 parts in this particular kit. So now for this particular experiment, that is non-inverting amplifier, we are using this part A. Okay, this portion of the kit we are using for doing the connections of the circuit. And this is the CRO to observe the output and vary the voltage or other parameters. So coming to the this is the circuit diagram for non-inverting amplifier which you have to do the connections in part A. So as you can see here, A12 and A156 points has to be connected to your function generator, that is this your function generator. So here this is your A12. So from here you have to take point 2, that is A12, and A1, 5 and 6, that is I can connect this ground point either to A15 or A16 of your signal generator or the function generator. This is your first connection. Then from here it has to be given to AC3, that is already internally connected in this board. This is your AC3. Next from this it has to be connected to AR5, that is also internally connected here. This is your AR5, and this is your amplifier, that is your IC which we have connected over here. And this one is your ARP1, that is your decayed resistance box which we have connected externally. So this connection we are giving it to ARP1, that is this point. This is your ARP1, this is your ARP12. Okay, so this decayed resistance box connections are given to these 2 points. Next from ARP11 it is connected to AC4. This is your AC4 along with your capacitor C2 which is internally connected. Then this connection, that is from this point AC4 it is given to AR7, that is also internally connected. This is your AR7. And finally from this point of AR7 we are taking the output, that is output is connected from the CRO to these 2 points, that is AO2 and AO4. So here we have connected the output, that is AO2 and AO4 grounding point. So these 2 connections are coming from your CRO output. So these are the connections for this non-inverting amplifier circuit. So after doing the connections, we have to set the input voltage from the signal generator. So you can see here the frequency of 104 we have set, and this is the frequency. And if you press this knob, you can observe the voltage what we have kept. And as per our reference, we have kept for 100 Hertz, 500 millivolts we have set as the input voltage using this function generator. You can set the same values for your input voltage also. As per the tabular column, you need to vary the frequency in steps of 100 Hertz. Starting from 100 Hertz, you have to take readings up to some 300K, some 15 to 20 readings you have to take, vary your frequency using this function generator, and note down the corresponding output voltage in volts from the vary according to the frequency. Note down the corresponding output voltage in the CRO starting from 100 Hertz to 300 kilohertz.
Start.
Now we have kept the frequency for 100 Hertz and the corresponding output waveform, as you can see from the CRO, you can observe from the CRO. So we are counting the number of divisions over here in the CRO for one cycle, and then it is multiplied with the volts reading to get the final output voltage, that is your V0 as per the tabular column. So this is how we are taking each of the readings. So like this you have to vary the frequency starting from 100 hertz to up to 300 kilohertz. So as you take down the readings, you can observe that there will be increase in the value of your output voltage, and at one point it will remain constant, and again it starts decreasing after certain voltage, the frequency what you vary up to some 300 hertz. So once the readings are taken and tabulated, you have to switch off the supply of your circuit, and then you have to plot this graph, that is the frequency response curve, in a semi-log graph sheet as per the typical graph which is shown in the manual. Once the readings are tabulated, you can plot the graph of frequency response in a semi-log graph sheet as shown here. This is one of the model graph which we have taken for demo purpose. So this is how you are going to get the graph. That is, you can see here the voltage is being increased at this point, and again it remains constant, and again it has started decreasing over here. So this is the curve which you are supposed to get as per your typical graph given in the manual. Then once this graph is plotted, you have to calculate the bandwidth and then finally tabulate the results. Good morning. Today we are going to show you the experiment demo for inverting AC op-amp amplifier. So actually this experiment is having two parts, that is non-inverting op-amp amplifier and inverting AC op-amp amplifier. Non-inverting is already shown. Now we are showing you the inverting AC op-amp amplifier demo, and determine the frequency response of the given inverting AC amplifier at a desired gain. Before doing the circuit connections, first you have to do certain design calculations as per the formula given in the manual. So first do the calculations as per the design formulas given in the manual. Once it is done, you have to do the connections for the circuit. So this is the complete circuit for conducting or connecting the inverting amplifier circuit. So in this particular circuit, you have 5 external connections to be done. One is this function generator connection. Then 2 decade capacitance boxes you have to connect, which is shown here as AC1 and AC2. These two are variable. And 1 decade resistance box you have to connect for varying the resistance. And finally the output across the CRO you have to do the connections. So these are the 5 external connections which you have to do with the op-amp kit what we are using. The remaining connections will be inbuilt in the kit itself. Now we have done the connections for this inverting amplifier as per the circuit diagram. So here this is your function generator or the input. So we have set the input to 2 volts 200 hertz. 2 volts is peak to peak we have taken, and in this op-amp lab kit, so in the kit we are using part A of the circuit to do the remaining part of the connections. So you can see here we have connected 2 decade capacitance boxes and 1 decade resistance box as shown in the circuit diagram has been connected over here, and the output is taken across this CRO. So this is the final output which you are going to observe on the CRO. Here you can see both the input as well as the output waveforms being displayed in your CRO. So once you have got this waveform, now you have to start taking down the readings. Now for tabulating the values to calculate the gain, first you have to vary the frequency starting from 200 hertz and note down the corresponding output voltage V0 in the CRO. So like that you have to vary the frequency from 200 hertz to some kilohertz or megahertz of frequency, such that you will get increase in your output voltage. Then at one value it remains constant, 1 or 2 values it remains constant, then again it starts decreasing. Likewise you have to take some 10 to 20 readings by varying the value of frequency and note down the corresponding output voltage from the CRO. Once the readings are tabulated, you need to calculate the value of gain as per the formula given in the tabular column, and finally you have to plot the graph between the gain in dB and frequency using the semi-log graph sheet. So here you can see a model of the graph which has been drawn in the record, that is on the semi-log graph sheet. So you can see here the value has been increased and it has remained constant, and again it has decreased. So like this you have to get this waveform, and finally you have to give the comparison of your theoretical value calculation and the practical value calculation to conclude with the results.